Let me ask you a question. Is the lack of money getting in the way of fulfilling your purpose? I hear time and time again, I can't afford it. I don't have money. And to me, that is the biggest, fattest lie ever. Because affording is the act of allocating money for something. And oftentimes we have the money and we don't allocate it for that. So it's better to be honest with ourselves as we use language in such a powerful way. And instead of saying, I can't afford it, I choose not to invest my money in that. That's more empowering. And another thing that's true about affording and not affording is that we live in a state of abundance, a state of being. Our state of being is abundance. It's infinite. We have access to all the riches in the world if we believe and if we have faith that God is a God of abundance and He provides. If we don't have faith, then that's a whole other story, and I'm not your person. But if you're here, it's because you believe and you know that if God is calling you to do something, affording it or not affording it is not a thing for you. I read recently the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I loved when he said, instead of saying I can't afford it, ask yourself, how can I afford it? And what's beautiful about that is that when we declare I cannot afford it, we close off our minds to possibilities. We shut down. Something that I teach my coaching students is you always intervene when it's to open path, never to close. Well, that statement, I can't afford it, closes path. It means that your brain says like, okay, I accept it, I can't afford it, I'm not gonna do anything about it. But when you ask the question, how can I afford it? Your creativity awakens and your brain starts working on what is possible, because we have infinite possibilities. We have no limits as human beings. The limits come from our limiting beliefs, from what we've told ourselves and the stories that we believed over the course of our lives. Now, when I think of affording or not affording, I think of the love of your life, right? When I was in high school, I remember thinking, who would I marry? Marry this person or that person? Because those were the two I liked at the same time. But my husband, my person, the love of my life, was already born. He already existed when I was asking myself who I was going to marry. But I hadn't seen him yet. And the same is true for abundance and riches. They're already existent. They're already yours. You cannot see them, and we're wired to see the world with our five senses. But Alain, my husband, existed. He was there, even though I couldn't see it. Well, the same is true for you. Your ability to afford whatever you need to fulfill your purpose exists. It was born already. It was created already. It's there. It's in the universe. That you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So faith and abundance are very correlated. When you have faith, when you believe, when you know God's got you, you know that you can afford anything He puts in your heart, even if you don't see the money in your account. God provides. That was my favorite phrase growing up. And I was broke forever because I was a student for the longest time. I had to do my doctorate. And I never felt scarcity. I didn't have much, but I never felt scarcity. And I realized that being broke is a temporary state, but being abundant is a form of being. It's your essence, it's your nature. So next time you think, I can't afford that program, I can't afford that school, I can't afford that thing that I really want, think again. You're not allocating your money to invest in that. You're not seeing the value of it if you immediately think you can't afford it. You don't think you're capable of being the person who can afford that, right? Like there's a lot of layers to peel. But in the end, just know that you are abundant and that everything you need, including money, already exists It's waiting for you to find it. It's waiting for you to claim it. It's waiting for you to believe, so that then your little brain can start acting and becoming creative in its pursuit for being able to tap into that thing that's already yours. So if your accounts tell you that you can't afford it yet, know that you are an abundant being and it's already allocated to you. You just have to open up yourself to the possibility of tapping into your abundance. And if you want to live a more abundant life, please visit us at betterwithbetsy.com for more resources.